Late at night in Japan, the train station is almost empty. The last train has passed. The platforms are quiet. Only the sound of the wind. And something else. A faint, scraping noise on the ground. Teke, teke, teke. You turn around. And from the darkness, you see her. A girl with no legs, only an upper body, dragging itself forward on bloody elbows, moving far faster than anything that broken should move. This is Teke-Teke. Teke-Teke is one of Japan's most infamous modern urban legends. A vengeful spirit, an Onryo, whose body was cut in half by a train. According to the story, she was once a schoolgirl or young woman who fell onto the railway tracks in northern Japan. In some versions, she slipped. In others, she was pushed or jumped in despair. Either way, the train didn't kill her instantly. Her body was sliced in half at the waist, and she died in agony, ignored or unseen by the station staff. After such a violent, incomplete death, her spirit didn't move on. It came back. Now Teke-Teke's ghost has no lower body. She drags herself using her hands or elbows, scraping her torso along the ground. That scraping sound, Teke-Teke, is what gave her the name. Witnesses describe long, messy hair covering part of her pale face, empty or burning eyes glaring out of the dark, torn school uniform or tattered clothes still clinging to her upper half, sharp nails, and sometimes a scythe, sickle, or saw in her hands. And despite being only a torso, she is fast. If you see her on the platform, on the street, or by the train tracks, you run. But legend says she can move faster than any human, almost teleporting in bursts, her body slamming along the ground with that horrible tek-tek rhythm. If she catches you, she doesn't just kill you, she cuts you in half at the waist, making your body match her own. Sometimes she uses claws, sometimes a scythe, sometimes a piece of metal, like the train that tore her apart. The terror doesn't end there. In some versions, Teke-Teke asks a question: do you know what happened to me? Or, where are my legs? The story blends with another urban legend. Kashima Reiko, a similar legless spirit who appears in bathrooms and asks where her legs are. Once you hear her story, she is said to come for you within a month, unless you answer her questions correctly. Teke-Teke belongs to this same family of modern ghosts. Young women mutilated by trains, turned into Onryo who recreate their own death on anyone unlucky enough to cross their path. But why did this legend appear when it did? Older Japanese monsters come from forests, mountains, and rivers. Teke-Teke comes from train tracks. Researchers point out that she is a ghost of modernization. A haunting born from the rise of railways, urban sprawl, and the new kinds of accidents that came with industrial technology. Trains were symbols of progress and speed, but also of sudden, brutal death. Teke-Teke turns that anxiety into a face, or rather, half a body. She also fits a classic Japanese rule about vengeful spirits. When someone dies violently, unjustly, or in deep emotional pain, their spirit may refuse to rest. Teke-Teke's rage and agony fuel her endless hunt, especially at night, especially near the rails. As an urban legend, her story spreads like a virus. Kids tell it at school to scare each other. Teens whisper it at sleepovers. Horror websites, manga, and movies remake her image again and again. Sometimes she appears in stories set, on late-night platforms, in deserted underpasses, on empty roads near rail lines, or even suddenly behind someone walking home alone. In almost every version, there's a pattern. You're alone. You hear something that doesn't sound dangerous at first, just a weird rhythm. You turn and see something that should not exist, half a person, moving faster than a full one. Underneath the gore, Teke-Teke also carries a warning about the dangers of train tracks and ignoring safety, about bullying and isolation in some versions where she was tormented at school before her death. about how modern cities can create lonely, invisible people until they return as legends. She is horror with a modern backbone, steel rails, metal wheels, and the cold efficiency of a machine that doesn't stop for one human body. So next time you're near the train tracks at night in a quiet city, and you hear a sound that might be just metal cooling or a loose sign in the wind, listen carefully. Is it nothing? Or is it Teke-Teke? Tell me in the comments. Do you think Teke-Teke is just a story to scare kids away from train tracks? Or could a place soaked in so much sudden death actually create a ghost like this? This is Black Butterfly Key, where even the sound of scraping on the ground might be a legend crawling toward you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more Japanese urban legends, yokai, and dark stories from around the world.